Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, you find a way to lose, or you can find a way to take it to the stupid. Tszyu is taking it to the stupid. He is overconfident. I don't like it. Man, I like Tszyu. Tszyu can fight. I'm sold on Tszyu. But you can't come out here taking it to the zoo stupid. Talking about you're going to go in the ring and knock out Fundora, and you're looking to have a Mike Tyson type performance. Let me tell y'all something. For everyone out here who is overlooking Sebastian Fundora, y'all need to hold your horses and don't be like Tszyu stupid. Sebastian Fundora can fight, man. Oh my God, I think the lights and everything, the lights and the cameras and all the media attention and everything, which Tszyu is somewhat accustomed to, but this is by far the biggest fight of his career. I think it's getting to him a little bit. I think it is. And you know what? I can understand him looking at Fundora and saying, wow, he's been tranquilized before. The guy who tranquilized him, I beat him down. So I fully expect to get in here and tranquilize Tszyu the way he did. But I keep talking about this. I don't think Sebastian Fundora is going to just come in there and just give the fight to Tszyu and say, okay, here you go, you win, you go on now to all the glory and the big fights and the huge money. You've got the cool last name, the famous father. I don't. You deserve this. Here you go. You're my friend. Bullshit. Not going to happen. Sebastian Fundora is not going to come in there, in my opinion, and look for the mash-up, crash-up. At some point in the fight, I think so, but I just don't think he's going to come in there and be foolish. Now, when you listen to Fundora, he says he has a good game plan. He also says that, he likes to fight. That's what he does. But he also says they worked on some things to make the fight easier. I don't know how you interpret that, but I'm going to tell you how I interpret that. About him taking his 9 to 10 inches and putting it all up in Tszyu's mouth. And I'm talking about the jab for all you freaks out there. That's what Sebastian Fundora is looking to do. Put the whole 9, 10 inches all up in Tszyu's face and in his mouth. And Tszyu, I hope they really figured out how to get beyond the jab of Fundora and even the right hand. Fundora, 9, 10 inches, this man can stand across the ring, no kidding, and hit Tszyu. And there's nothing Tszyu can do about it except try to get out the way of the shots. But since when have you seen Tszyu have effective head movement? He's not a boxer. Now I'm going to tell you a couple of things, right? And these aren't my words. These aren't my words. So for anyone out there who's ready to say, "Screw you, head champion, you're taking it to the stupid." No, Tim stupid, not me. Tim stupid. That's who's taking it to the stupid. Tszyu. I think he's just going to knock him out. But Tszyu says it's a wonderful time to be alive. You know what? I don't have much of an issue with that. It is a wonderful time. But it's going to be an even more wonderful time if you get past Fundora. But I think it's a little too wonderful, in my opinion, for Tszyu to be talking. He says, you got a lot of experience here, talking about himself. Tszyu has a lot of experience. Champ, you have 24 fights. That means that you've acquired some experience, okay? But when I hear that, it makes me feel like Tszyu is saying he does not have any more capacity to learn. I have the experience now. I'm going to show the world, what's my fucking name? What'd he say? What's my fucking name? Well, they're going to be talking about your name as the guy who wasn't able to beat Fundora, the champion that never was. Because you are here talking about how you have all the experience. That's not good. I would expect him to say, to maybe word that a little differently. But anyway, he says, it's my 4th prep here. He's saying this is his 4th prep. So I'm quite used to the conditions. So everything's according to plan. I guess it could be an Australian thing when he says prep, my 4th time, my preparations, or I don't know what he means by that, but I'm just going to take it for what it is. But the bottom line is he's facing a 6'6" southpaw that's going to be a problem. That's the other thing no one's talking about, is the fact that Fundora's a goddamn southpaw. But Tszyu says something here that I don't like, at least going into this fight. He says, I live by that. Never retreat. And people are describing him as a throwback fighter. And I'm going to be honest, I like to see Tszyu fight because he does come forward. He does come to fight. But if he wants to get to the next level, this whole never retreat shit, that's not going to work against these guys who know how to deal with the pressure. Especially you coming straight ahead to a guy with 9 inches that he's ready to put all up in your mouth, and you coming straight ahead into that. Well, you know what, man? He's going to hit you with the bing bings. And then what's Tszyu going to do then? He's going to make the fight easy for Fundora. People are acting like Fundora doesn't know how to deal with a pressure fighter. People are acting like Fundora doesn't know how to step back. Now, I'm telling you from what some of his sparring partners have said too, is Fundora can do more than bang. And they were surprised. So I think this is the time for Fundora to come and pull those little things out of his repertoire to get the win over Tszyu. And I hope Tszyu is prepared for whatever Fundora brings to the ring. Not just coming in there thinking you can bring the Aussie Bing Bings and go full mash up, crash up mode and think you're just gonna come over there and steamroll a guy like Fundora. I just don't think it's going to happen like that. You know what I'm saying? The only fight that's happening on that card where I think somebody's gonna come in and possibly steamroll and put the Bing Bings on somebody, no matter what that person does, is the Isaac Pitbull Cruz fighting Rolly Romero. I think he comes in and puts the Mexican Bing Bings on Rolly. That's just me. I don't like Rolly with these changes. But anyway, Tszyu says he fears no one. I would go into any fight. It doesn't matter. 2 weeks, 12 days, tall guy, whoever they put in front of me. I've just got to adapt, change, and take over. You know, I respect that about Tszyu. And I believe that 100%. He's not worried about whatever Fundora brings to the ring. And that's good to hear, but at the same time, that's a little concerning. Because you should be worried about what Fundora brings to the ring. Just like Fundora obviously is concerned about what Tszyu is bringing to the ring. Because he knows Tszyu, if he gets within distance and lands a shot, obviously Tszyu can hurt you. But this is the thing here that is really throwing me for a little bit of a loop. As a point of reference, he started talking about Mike Tyson, who was shorter, stocky, had the heavy hands, the Brooklyn Bing Bings, and how the things Tyson were able to do to much larger opponents, taller opponents, when he was in his prime. And Tszyu is saying he's feeling that he's hoping to put on a performance kind of like Mike Tyson. Now, let's break that down real quick, okay? Because he's not saying that he is as skilled as Mike Tyson. But for the fact for him to say that's kind of what he's hoping to do, champ, you can't hope, you can't wish. Because what Canelo say? Luck is for the mediocre. You know what I'm saying? You can't go into this fight hoping and wishing you could do things that Mike Tyson used to do. Mike Tyson was a freak. Mike Tyson lived boxing. You know what I'm saying? Lived and breathed boxing. Mike Tyson was schooled to be an animal. The guy who trained Mike Tyson trained, I believe it's Sugar. What's his name, man? Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson. Not Joe Louis, it was Sugar Ray Robinson, right? I could be wrong, but I don't mind being fucking wrong, so who cares? But Mike Tyson had a more than qualified trainer. But for Tszyu to come out here and think that there's a possibility of him doing something like what Mike Tyson did, there's a different skill set, a different style of fighting. Mike Tyson had defense, and he was defensively minded, he was offensively minded. Mike Tyson was the whole package, and he was mean. Tszyu has the ferociousness, and he's offensive minded. But see, Tyson, when he closed the distance, they weren't able to hit him. He was able to get out of the way of shots. And then next thing you know, Tyson's in your personal space, making you very uncomfortable. And I just don't like to hear that, you know. But I understand what Tim is saying. I do. But the bottom line is, he's got to do the business, man, because he's got his dad's name that he wants to live up to. Although he wants to carve his own path in the boxing world and in boxing history. But at the same time, he has a lot of pressure on him. And to me, Tim Tszyu isn't supposed to lose. It's kind of like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney, he has more to lose than Ryan Garcia. Tim Tszyu has more to lose than Sebastian Fundora. So, I don't know. But for Tim Tszyu, he says he plans on doing what he's always done, which is win and win in convincing fashion. But we're going to see. There's a lot on the line, and he feels it's going to be a classic fight. And he says this is the drive, this is the motivation that he needs just to get in the position so he can go, to the top of the pound for pound list and fight everybody. And he's looking forward to the Terrence Crawford fight. He says it's just another day in the office. But I'm telling you right now, this thing about him saying he's an eagle flying around and everybody at 154 is just the prey. Be careful. Be careful. Because I've seen some eagles swoop down and try to pick up a snake, and that snake bite that eagle, and that eagle ends up flying in the sky and end up dying and falling out the sky. And that snake hits the ground and then coils up and then eventually slithers off. So be careful on what kind of prey you looking to capitalize on, because you may get a huge surprise. And I think Sebastian Fundora packs the kind of venom in his left hand and right hand, and in that reach, 9-10 inches, all up in your mouth. That could make Tim Tszyu very uncomfortable, especially once he gets to the 7th, 8th, 9th round, where Tim Tszyu may realize he's behind on the fight cards. But at the same time, kind of hard to go against Tim Tszyu because he's shown in every fight, at least with the fighters he's had in front of him, that he finds a way to win and he gets the job done. So we'll see. But to me, Tim Tszyu took it to the stupid by thinking he's going to get in here, man, and just walk through a guy like Fundora. It's not an easy fight. I don't know how else to say it. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.